Hi there everyone, this is Kelly Gettlefinger with Always Stampin' Videos, stamping for Split Coast Stampers today, and I'm going to show you how to create the Home Sweet Home mini album. This is a mini album that looks like a house. I wish I could stand it up so you could see what it looks like, but the camera angle won't let me do that. So it stands up and looks just like a little house. So I'm holding it to the side so you can see it better. The roof comes off. The bow comes untied and it opens up to your photos. You can add 4x6 photos to this cute little mini album, trimmed just a little bit to fit into the mats inside the house. So let me show you how to create this super cute little house. The tools you're going to need today are a hole punch and eyelet setter, 12x12 paper trimmer. You're going to need some kind of an eyelet punch, some paper snips or scissors, adhesive of your choice. You'll need some Scotch tape or any kind of magic tape. I'm using some dies with the Big Shot. So I'm using oval dies with the Big Shot. You can use some punches if you'd rather have shapes made with punches. And you'll need a pencil, okay? So here are the other supplies that you'll need. You will need some ink. I'm using two colors today, a green and a purpley plum color, Rich Razzleberry and Pear Pizzazz. You'll need some stamps. I'm using the Butterfly Gala stamp set, and it coordinates with a punch, so I'm going to go ahead and use that punch today. You'll also need some brads and some ribbon. You'll need 2 pieces cut 12 inches of ribbon. All right, let's talk about the smaller pieces of cardstock and decorative paper. You're going to need 2 pieces of decorative paper that measure 3/4 inch by 5 inches. And 2 pieces of cardstock that measure 1 inch by 5 inches. You'll need 4 pieces of decorative paper that measure 1/2 inch by 4 inches. And 4 pieces of cardstock that measure 3/4 inch by 4 inches. You'll need 2 pieces of decorative paper that measure 4 inches by 6 inches. 2 pieces of one color cardstock and 2 pieces of another color cardstock that all measure 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. You'll need some neutral color cardstock, white or cream color, and you'll also need some coordinating colors to use for your ovals or circles. And then you'll need 1 piece for the roof that measures 5 inches by 8 inches. All right, let's get started. You're going to start with the 2 pieces of 12x12 decorative paper. Now for this video, I'm going to use cardstock so that I think the pattern will be easier for you to see and understand if I use just plain cardstock. But this would be the decorative paper if I were actually making the little house. So bring in your paper trimmer. And trim both pieces at 8 inches. Now I could just trim this at 4 inches because it is 12x12, but I think it makes a more memorable impact if I show you the 8 inches. You're going to trim the 4 inches away and just set those aside. Take one of the 2 pieces and trim it at 8 inches again. So you'll have a piece that measures 8 by 8. And this piece, you're going to score it at 4 inches. And set that aside. Bring in the 8 inches, 8 inches by 12 inches, and score it every 4 inches. Just one way with the 12-inch side to the top of the cutter. All right. And now what you're going to do is quarter turn this piece so that the 8-inch side is to the top of the trimmer, and you're going to bring it in to 2 inches. Now at 2 inches, you're going to trim just to the center scored line. And you'll do that on both outside panels. Then you're going to quarter turn the cardstock and trim away both of those smaller scored pieces. So it looks like that, and then you'll do the other side as well. So it looks like that. And just discard those 2 scrap pieces. Set that larger piece aside for just a second and bring back the 8x8 piece. Quarter turn that so that you're at 2 inches again, and just do 1 panel like we just did. So trim away that 1 panel at 2 inches. Like that. All right. And now you're going to bring in your pencil, and you're going to pencil mark the longest panel here at 2 inches. And you're quarter turning it and going to pencil mark again at 2 inches. All right, so I have a pencil mark here at the top and here at the side. Set that aside, bring back the larger piece, and you're going to pencil mark on the larger panel at 2 inches. Just at the top. There's no need to do the sides because we already have those trimmed away. All right, now with this larger piece, you're going to turn it sort of at an angle and put the pencil mark and this corner here where now your scored line meets, and you're going to trim away that corner. We're making the peak of our roof right now. So there's that piece. Discard the little triangle. Turn it in the opposite direction at an angle. Put the pencil mark and that little corner in the track of the trimmer and trim that away. Sometimes my trimmer gets a little fussy when I'm doing corners. All right, set that larger piece aside. Bring back the smaller piece. We are almost done creating our house. The pencil mark and the corner will go in the track of the trimmer. Trim that corner away. Turn it just a little bit and trim away from pencil mark to pencil mark. And there you have it. This is the base of your little house. All right. You can put away your trimmer now. And we're going to glue these 2 panels together, the 2 smaller panels, one on top of the other. So I'm just going to add adhesive to 1 panel. And just overlap that panel with the other one. And once I have those together, I'm going to fold it in half, and I will bring in my hole punch, and I'm going to punch a hole for my eyelets through both pieces. So I'm just going to punch through both pieces. That way I know they're even, about 1/4 inch in. Then I'll add my eyelets, and set those and add my ribbon through those eyelets. So now I'm going to bring in my decorative paper piece, and you can see that I already have my eyelets set. I already have my ribbon pulled through, and once my ribbon is pulled through, I'm going to add just a little bit of adhesive behind the ribbon on each side. That will hold my ribbon down, and then I'm going to bring in my magic tape and really secure that ribbon by putting a piece of the magic tape over it. over both pieces. All right, now you're ready to put in your photo panels. So we're gonna bring in the 4 pieces for our photo panels and just add those to it. There's so much you could do with this cute little mini album. If you wanted to, you could put pockets in here, turn it into a birthday card, and you could add some money to one of the little pockets. You could turn it into a more accordion album and have one of the panels continue to fold out. Tie it up with a ribbon so that when you close your little house, it doesn't go all wonky. All right, and then once you have your panels in, you can start working on your roof. All right, I'm gonna set that aside, and I'll bring in the brown piece of cardstock that's gonna be my roof. I'm gonna fold it in half, and then I'll punch each edge with my scallop punch. I could do both pieces at one time, but I find that that's not healthy for my punches, punching 2 pieces of cardstock at one time. I can get away with the decorative paper, but not the cardstock. Oh my goodness, I keep missing that one little piece. There we go. All right, and then you're gonna bring in the 2 pieces of decorative paper. Oh, for goodness sakes, I did it again. Now you'll bring in the 2 pieces of decorative paper that measure 4 inches by 6 inches, and decide which one you want on the outside part of your roof and which one you want on the inside part of your roof. So I'm gonna pick these lines for the outside of my roof because they look like sticks. And then I'm gonna pick the flowers for the inside of my roof. So I'm folding that in. Now, you want to add adhesive to your roof, and you want to put the decorative piece on your cardstock while they're both folded. You don't want this to be able to open again. So you want to keep it folded, and this pattern works great if you're planning to mail it. So we want to keep this at a tight, so see now it's a little hard to open it up. I don't want it to open up. I want it to stay folded. So if I'm gonna mail this, I would just leave my house flat and I would leave my roof flat and I would just mail it like that. All right, now the inside of my roof, the adhesive's gonna go on the wrong side, so the side that I don't want to see. And I'm gonna fold it and stick it into the roof this way. So I don't wanna open it up. And that helps it to keep that tension that keeps it at an angle. All right, so now we're gonna bring in all our little pieces and just layer those up. Uh-oh, I'm missing a little layer. There it is, sneaky little things. And I'm gonna put all my layers together. Now, for time's sake, to save some time for the video, I'm actually only gonna put 1 piece of each of these together. And you'll see, you'll understand in just a minute why, just to save some time. All right, so you're gonna layer both the 2 larger pieces and all 4 of the smaller pieces. So it looks like that. We'll do that all of those together. And then the smaller pieces are going to go along the bottom of my house. So I'll just line those up, each one like this. So once I have those all together, I would line those up just like that. And then the larger strip is going to go on my roof. here. So it makes a nice little trim for my roof. All right. And then I'm going to stamp, after I run my neutral cardstock through the Big Shot with my dies, my oval dies, I'm going to stamp those with some really cute words and take my colored cardstock. So what I did was, because these, they are layered, the set of oval dies are layered, but I decided that I didn't want another oval die to that's stitched to frame it. I just wanted a little touch of cardstock. So I just fussy cutted, is that a word? Fussy cut around some coordinating cardstock and just haphazardly twisted and turned my, can you see that in the camera? So I just twisted and turned my scissors so that it's just a little decorative, but I don't have to use decorative scissors that way. I can just use my regular scissors. So you can see that. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? All right, so the larger piece is gonna go inside the house, and the smaller piece will go on the roof. And then I've stamped and punched some super cute butterflies from that Butterfly Gala. And I will use some mini glue dots to add my butterflies to the inside of my house and my roof so that it looks like this. And my roof looks like this. And then once it's all folded up, I can put my roof on and add my pictures. So there you have it, the Home Sweet Home mini album. I hope you enjoyed that. And thanks for visiting Split Coast Stampers.